Hello. I know y'all haven't heard from me or really know my voice or know who I am, but I am my art. And why I'm here today is to tell you or to let you know that I say thank you to YouTube for saving my life. Real shit. Thank you to YouTube. Thank you to LUCCA Help. And thank you especially to Wode. He is a vlogger here in Ghana. And I actually found him prior to coming to Ghana. There's so many people that I followed because I knew that I wanted to come to Africa. And so if you hold on to your seat, I will tell you why I'm here and how they saved my life. On September 24th, my life changed. And I know y'all seen the post. I'm happy to be alive. I really am. Real shit. I'm happy to be alive. In 2012, this little device right here, if you can see it, it looks like a T. This device right here is right here in my uterus since 2012. Now mind you, I wasn't consciously woke, if you will. You know what I mean? But 2012, my life did change. 2012, I was talking to a friend, and I am going to name call. I am going to put people's names out there because they are a part of my journey. And the people that I call, you may or may not like what I say, but hopefully you'll understand how you were instrumental to my journey. It all started in 2012. I was going through hell. Really, I was going through hell, and the living situation that I was in, I just knew it wasn't healthy for me. It was arguing and fussing and just all kind of shit just going on, and I just knew that that was not my life. But I wasn't conscious, I wasn't woke, but I just knew something wasn't right. And I had a good friend from the military that I remained friends with, and she was talking to me, and she told me about how I needed to find home. And I didn't understand what she was saying at the time, because I'm like to myself, I am at home, you know what I mean? But she was like, no, you need to find your own home. She was saying how her mother kept telling her, baby, you need to come home, you need to come home. And she was like, Mama, I am at home. I have my children, I have my husband, this is my home. I don't live there anymore, I live here. This is my home. And at the time, I didn't have a home of my own, if you will. So with all that said, all of that energy and all of that negativity and all of that was stored right here in my womb. And so I had the most uncomfortable ass cramps every time I had a menstrual. It was monthly. My shit started when I was 12, right? And I had pains ever since then. So my mother immediately put me on birth control. So I've technically been on birth control since I was 13 or 14 or whenever she put me on it, right? I can't remember. But because I had pain so much, that was my only option to not, you know, deal with the pain. I was on the birth control, but the pain pills, I knew prior I would have to take pain pills. Even when I was on certain birth controls, it would still cause pain. And so I still, but anyway, make a long story short, I got this implant in 2012, and the reason why I got it is because of the excruciating pain. Now mind you, I didn't know anything about fibroids. I didn't know nothing about no damn fibroids. I didn't know nothing about none of that. But when I eventually started going to the doctor, which was the VA, they had told me that I had fibroids, but when I was in the military, all I knew was endometriosis. Okay, so I'm gonna stop. Disclaimer, men, if you don't want to hear about all this, about the woman's womb, you might want to click off now. But I'm telling you now, actually, let me pause just to make sure I'm still recording. I'm new to this shit, so. Okay, so I'm still recording. Okay. Okay, so, okay, so I got my reports with me. But the implant that I showed you, it came in 2012, and in 2017 I was supposed to, have it taken out. But in 2017, I was what America would consider or call homeless. I had left California. Actually, I had quit my job. Literally, I had quit my job. Real shit. Came to work that day, and because I kept getting into it with this female, all I saw was me one day just smashing her head down on the desk. But I didn't know at that time that I had an out-of-body experience. I didn't know what that was. I was at work, and she relieved me and I relieved her. We did 12-hour shifts, so it was normal for me to do 12-hour shifts because that's what we did in the military. But me and her got into it so much to where this particular morning she said, "Shut the fuck up," to me. But she's way on the other side of the room when she said it. And before I could even think clear, all I saw was me having an out-of-body experience, and went over there and literally smashed her head down into the desk. But I didn't do it. But being that I did do that spiritually, if you will, it made me think before I reacted. So I didn't react. I didn't do nothing. I didn't say nothing. I just let me get the fuck up out of here because I feel myself getting ready to hurt her. And I'm not like that. I'm not that kind of person. And so that's when I knew my life was changing. So I came to work one morning and I was talking to another friend, which we're no longer friends anymore. But I was talking to her, and that spirit trying to interrupt this message. That's the children playing outside. Now all day they wasn't even making no noise. Now all of a sudden they want to start making noise. So if y'all can just bear with me through this, this will help me, and this will help you. But talking to her on the phone, I said, I just can't go in. I can't go inside because if I go inside, I know I'm gonna beat her ass. I know I am. I know I'm gonna beat her ass because I had too much anger, because I hadn't been getting no sleep. I hadn't been eating right. I hadn't been doing nothing right. I was like damn near just like, I guess you would say psychotic, because I was ready to whoop her ass when I went up there. I wasn't going to work. I was going in there purposely to whoop her ass, and I was like, nope, I can't do this. This is not me. Pulled into my stall when I got to work, and I was just crying on the phone with my friend. She's like, you ain't gotta go in there. You ain't gotta go. I was like, you know what, you're right. And so I didn't even go inside my job. I left the compound or the premises, and I called my supervisor. I said, I quit. I can't do this shit no more. I was stressed the hell out, working 4 days on, 4 days off, which is a good schedule, but it's 12 hours at a time. And then coming home, not getting no sleep because of the living conditions that I was in. I wasn't able to sleep, even the days that I was off. So it was really, really, really hard for me. And so I said, fuck it. I just packed up all my shit and I moved to Vegas, right? So I get to Vegas, and I had to get into a homeless program, blah, 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 all this other stuff. And it was part of the military. It was for veterans. And I was literally living off of $113 a month, okay? I wasn't getting my compensation for disability at the time. So I literally had to live off of 113. I had never did that before. So, but at the same time where I was, all of my meals was met. I had roof over my head, I had clothes, so I wasn't really stressing. But at that time in 2016, that's when I actually got to Vegas, or it was 16, 17, yeah, it was 16. And so that whole year of 16 going into 17, I just dealt with my demons. Now I know what was going on. I was in that room tackling my demons. And when you are going through your transition, you need to be alone. You really need to be alone. And so I was at a space to where I could deal with my shit. I was by myself. And sometimes I wouldn't come out the room for days. I wouldn't even eat, because that's when I became conscious. I got into the Bible more. I started, what did I start doing? That's when I became vegetarian. I started this whole transition. I started like just cleansing myself, and just shit just started coming to me. And I was like, I just understood stuff. And then I started following people on social media. And with that, I'll mention this. I came across Infinite Waters. I came across Dr. Umar. I came across, at the time it was Melanation. I came across Nature Boy. And I'm just going to name those three right there, because I was really rocking hard with all three of them. And only thing I could remember with Nature Boy, with all the shit he was going through, was get to nature, get to nature, get to nature. And that's all I kept hearing in my head. Get to nature, get to nature, get to nature, get to nature. And so Infinite Waters, he hit me up on a lot of stuff, blah, blah, blah. Dr. Umar, he enlightened me on the psychological programming that happened with children. I was part of that, you know what I mean? I was never on ADD or none of that other stuff. I was never on none of that medication or anything like that, but it helped me understand or understood children more. So anyway, make a long story short, I go through this process of being in this considered this compound or whatever for veterans, homeless veterans. And so I checked into a medical facility, which was VA. And I knew in 2017, because the IUD is only supposed to last 5 years. In 2017, I knew I had to get it taken out. But I could not get it taken out for some reason. I just didn't understand why. I kept missing appointments. I was fucking depressed. I was, because I was going through my shit. I guess I was deeply rested or whatever. But anyway, the doctors that I kept running into were male, even prior to when I was in California. All of my GYN doctors was damn males, and then they were white. No shit, not trying to be funny or anything like that, because I'm not a racist, but I am prejudiced about what enters my womb. Now mind you, I didn't know anything about the wombology and womb shit, and none of that. I didn't know nothing about that, but I just knew that I was very protective about this part of my body, and I was very cautious about who entered into my sacred area. And so I just didn't feel comfortable with these men inside of my body. I don't give a damn if they black or white, you know, African or white. But I just couldn't keep continuing to go on through that journey. And the one female doctor that I did get, she looked like a transgender, real shit. She looked like a man. And so I definitely didn't want her to perform anything on me. She was too eager. And that's what just made me say no. So in 2017, I left Vegas, went back to California, stayed there for a while. And then in 2018, the end of 2018, August, September, somewhere around there, October, whatever time it was, that's when I shifted over to Texas. And when I moved to Texas, I was trying to help out a friend, and that shit went left. And so I was in a homeless state again. By this time I was getting more money, but I was literally on my own. And I checked into the VA hospital to get registered so that I can get this thing removed, because I knew that in 2017 I was supposed to get this thing removed. But the way shit went, it just didn't go right, because I had an Indian doctor. She was female, but as soon as we was getting ready to do the process, we couldn't do it. She retired. So the next doctor that came after her was another female. Excuse me. I'm drinking my tea. And you know how you get that tickle in your throat? Or whatever. So thank you to Leather on Call. This is my drink, my container, and I've been using it. I love this bad boy. It has a temperature gauger on here to tell you if your tea is hot or coffee or water or milk or whatever the hell you drink. But I'm drinking tea. This is my own concoction of tea. Excuse me. But anyway, the next doctor that came, she did a consult for me to go to a hospital. And so I go to the hospital, and this is when I get to Dr. Wong. And I have to tell you this story because this is when I knew that I was coming into myself. And so I go to Dr. Wong, and I'm going to get a little graphic, but this is to help you understand where I'm coming from. And so Dr. Wong is performing a vaginal exam, but as she's getting ready to insert the speculum, she has her nurse on the left side, and she talks to the nurse and jabbed me in my left labia. That shit hurt, okay? And I said, what in the fuck are you doing? And she was like, oh, I'm sorry, all this other stuff. I was talking to the nurse. I said, no, your ass needs to fucking pay attention. How you gonna talk to her and you insert the speculum and you can't even get the damn thing in right? The shit is big, so how you gonna miss my hole? All of that shit, you just jabbed me in my left. So that right there told me spirit was not right. But as she's finishing, I had to finish the exam. So as she's finishing the exam, she's telling me that in order to get the IUD out, that there may be some excessive bleeding, and I may cut something by accident or whatever. And what's the volume? Oh. So she's saying that she might accidentally cut something and this and that and all this other stuff. And she was just going on like happy-go-lucky and shit, like I wasn't supposed to say anything. So I'm saying, wait a minute, hold on. You mean to tell me you the one that's gonna be performing the to remove the IUD? I said, no, the fuck you ain't. I said, you can't even insert a goddamn speculum, so I'm definitely not gonna let you put no goddamn scissors in me and do shit. You ain't doing shit on me. And she was like, well, I'm the director, or I'm the chief of, I'm the whatever. I said, I don't give a fuck who you are. This is after she, of course I didn't say that while she had me all exposed and open and vulnerable and shit. But I told her, I said, no, you're not performing shit on me. I said, I'm going back to my doctor and get another consultation. And so that was the end of that. And I grabbed my shit, put my clothes on, and I'm out the door. Ain't nothing else y'all could do for me at this point. Not her. So time had passed, and I got in this group. I joined this group on Facebook, and I'm going to shout her out. Her name is Taryn. I can't remember your name, Taryn, your last name, but I know she does Lucid Living on YouTube. That's her channel, Lucid Living. And then she has a Facebook channel on Facebook. I don't know the damn name. And because I'm not in that group. I had to leave all these damn groups. Real shit. It's too fucking confusing for me. But in that group, they were talking about womb health and yoni and yoni steaming and all of this other stuff. Now, mind you, I hadn't heard anything about this. And they were talking about how yoni steaming can get rid of fibroids and all of this and all of that. And I'm like, what the fuck? What? I was excited. I was like, hell yeah. So people was commenting and helping me out and telling me, yes, blah, blah, blah. You know, do the teas and do this and do that. So at that time, 2018, they was going to have a retreat coming to Ghana. Now, mind you, back rewind, I had been wanting to come to Ghana. Or not Ghana, but Africa. I didn't know where I was coming to Africa, but I knew for at least 10, 15 years I wanted to come to Africa, so that was my ticket. When I found this group, one of the guys that was in the group, he was talking about a retreat, and I was like, bam, yoga retreat. I get to see some ruins. I get to go visit some ancestral sites. I was all excited, okay? So I didn't get a chance to go to the retreat. I wasn't able to make it. So I just had to, deal with my shit. And so in the process, I came across another name I'm about to call. Her name was Dr. Herb Sister. Now, I hadn't heard anything about her, but because I was doing my own research and whatnot, I came across her video. And I ordered the products. It was $400. I didn't care because I just knew I wanted these damn fibroids out my system, because the way she explained it was more or less like you can get rid of the fibroids naturally without having to go to the doctor and have them laser them off or do any fuck shit to you. You know what I mean? So I was like, let me try that. So I purchased the products. But for some reason, Spirit wouldn't let me take her products. I don't know why, and I don't know why. I didn't take them. So I was still dealing with the fibroids, the pain, and well, actually I didn't have no pain because I still had the IUD in me. So Dr. Wong couldn't do nothing, Dr. Earth's sister couldn't do nothing, whatever, and then time just went on. So here it is, 2019. I had already planned. I knew I was gonna come back to the retreat in 2019 because the lady who does the retreat, Tanita, she does a retreat every year, and I knew I was gonna come back to that retreat, right? But in the interim, her retreat had conflicted with the health fair that I was coming to Ghana for, because in the process, I found someone online, Facebook, YouTube, I don't know where the fuck I found her from, and I'm not mentioning her name because this is not part of her story. This is a part of the story that I have to get more into, and I'm choosing not to speak on that right now. So I'm bypassing that. I came here for a health fair. It didn't work out in 2019. So I came in 2019, but after all of my process, I knew that when I came to Africa, in my mind, I was only coming here to heal. You know what I mean? And heal on what scale I didn't know, but I knew that I was coming to heal me, because I know that's the source. I knew Africa was the source of all herbs and healing, and the land and the soil just touching the ground. It was just like I knew I was coming back home. It was just something in me. I couldn't explain it. I don't know, but I just knew I needed to get my ass to Africa. So bam, that retreat was like, okay, my way out the door. I'm coming to Africa. Blah 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 blah. So, make a long story short, I didn't even think about my IUD, getting it out, because I knew that I was going to be coming back to America after 5 months, because I was here from October and it was supposed to be until March, and then March 4th I was supposed to leave back to America of 2020. But because my ass, me being me, I didn't have no house, because I had given up my apartment, I had already given up my car, I had already everything. I left everything, packed up all my shit, put it in storage. And here's the thing, I packed all my shit that I was bringing with me. I had my medical records, my birth certificate. I don't know why, but I had all my shit with me. You know what I mean? And who does that when they going somewhere for 5 months when they know that they're coming back? Spirit knew that I wasn't coming back, but I didn't. I had my bag. I had 5 bags with me, and not one person asked me, Maisha, why the hell do you have all these bags? Not one person. All the people that I visited, my family, none of that. Nobody said, Maisha, why do you have all these bags? So mind you, I'm traveling the world with all these damn bags, right? So when I get here to Ghana, I go up north in the end of February, and come back down March 9th, because my plane left on the 4th. But I knew, shit, I can just reschedule it. Just pay the extra fee to you know, to change the date, whatever. And that's what I was going to do when I got back. And then I was going to come back to America. Well, I was up north, and when I came back, that next day when I got back, this house that I'm in now was available, and I actually moved into this house. Now, who goes and move into a house when they know that they're going back to America? I don't know. I just move on spirit. This is just how divinely this shit worked out for me. So, I'm here. March 9th, I get in this house, right? We got back March 8th, March 9th, I got in this house. Get into the house, I was so fucking tired, because when I got here to Ghana, I had been, what's this shit called? Bamboozled, ambushed, or whatever this shit is. I can't even think of the names right now. Hoodwinked, bamboozled, all that shit because of whatever. I'm not gonna get into all that right now. but I was going from hotel to hotel to hotel. And I was so tired because I wasn't living, I was resting a lot. Even though I was still doing a lot of shit, I still was tired. So when I got to this house, I just said, fuck it, I'm gonna just stay here for a minute and just rest. Well, fuck. They had the damn, I'm not even gonna give it no title, I'm not gonna give it no name, I'm not even feeding into it because that's not part of my world. But this thing that's happening around the world where it caused everything to shut down. I was like, well, damn. Okay, well, hell, at least I got a place to stay. That's what I'm thinking to myself. You know what I mean? So I was good. I was able to rest, like literally real shit rest the whole time I was here. And so April, May came along and you know, I'm doing me, you know what I mean? But still in the back of my mind, I knew that I had this implant in me that needed to come out. And it was 3 years overdue. Now, technically, it's only supposed to be in 5 years, but what I understand, they said that it can stay in up to 10 years, I think, or 7 years, or 7 years. And so here it is now in May of 2020. I'm at my 7-year mark. I'm like, fuck. I need to get this shit out of me, real shit. Because I knew I couldn't get back to America because the borders was closed. So I'm still going on, didn't know nothing about no hospitals, didn't know nothing about nothing about nothing. So here it is now, August, and I started getting pains in my stomach. I guess my body was more relaxed and started saying, okay, now baby, it's time. It's time. We need to get this foreign object out of you. We need to get this thing out of you because it no longer is serving a purpose. It has served its purpose and it's no longer. It's like letting go of the old to receive the new. And in my mind, I knew that's what it was. But I started getting pains in my stomach, and I don't know if y'all could tell, but my stomach was bloated. That shit was like getting bigger and bigger, and I got scared because I didn't know what the fuck was going on. So in my mind, I knew that it was time for this damn IUD to come out. So that's when I met a friend, my sister. I have to give her a shout out, Makita. Her name is Makita Israel. I met her at the ATM, and if you've ever been in a foreign country and don't speak any language, LUCCA language, understand shit, you really on your own. I was on my own. The sister that came with me, that stayed with me until she had to leave, that was the only person that I had that I could communicate with, but she was gone. You know what I mean? So here it is. I'm here thugging this shit out for real. In my Christ conscious walk, I was walking this shit. I was doing everything. I was all the shit that damn Nature Boy was talking about, Dr. Umar was talking about, Infinite Waters was talking about, Lucid Living was talking about, Seven Bomar, shout out to you. All of y'all motherfuckers helped me. I'm serious. All of y'all helped me. It was like I would just binge on y'all videos and shit. And even though I didn't understand a lot of the shit y'all was talking about, I understood. And even to this day, a lot of shit I still don't understand. You know what I understand, but I don't understand. So I'm still learning a lot of shit as I go. You know what I mean? And I'm not rushing nothing. I'm still trying to figure out fucking astrology. But I have a question about astrology because at the same time, with astrology, you have different versions of it. You got the Western and the Vedic and the this and the that's. Who the fuck I'm supposed to follow? So that's why the shit is pushed in the back of my head. I'm going off of me. I rock on my own biorhythm. You feel me? And so I get astrology. I get it. But I'm learning through source. Everything that I need to know. I don't look at books. I don't read the books. It's hard for me to read the books because I know that I'm adopting the mentality of the person who read it. Don't get me wrong. People who like to read books, shout out to y'all. You know, ashe. But for me, the books, it just don't work for me. I'm one of those ones, I gotta touch it. I gotta see it. I gotta feel it. I gotta hear it. I gotta do it. I gotta know it for myself. My brother tried to tell me, when you get out the military, as many years that you put in, it's gonna take that many years to get out. And he kept telling me, man, I'm trying to tell you so you don't have to go through this shit. I'm trying to tell you so you don't have to go through this shit. No, that's the way you went through it. Not me. My journey is different. I like to feel shit. I like to know for myself because then I know fire is hot. You know what I mean? That's the only way I'm gonna find out. I can't believe what you say. You can tell me the shit is cold and then I go over there and fucking burn myself. You feel me? So I'm one of those ones I gotta feel it. And so I guess that's why it was easy for me to come into this consciousness, because I'm one of those ones, I gotta feel shit, and that's what conscious is. You know what I mean? You got to actually feel this shit to heal this shit. You know what I mean? And so going on, time went on. I'm basically in this shit by myself in damn Ghana, literally in Ghana by myself. So I know at this point it's time for me to get this thing out. So I meet Makita, blah, 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 talking, and then she tells me about this hospital. So I go to this hospital. I'm not going to mention these hospitals' name because I'm not going to put them out. I'm not going to shout them. I'm not going to do them like that. But I go to this hospital, and the doctor, actually I went because my blood pressure had went up. I had been off of my blood pressure medicine for a long time. But for some reason, my blood pressure had went up, and I knew that my blood pressure was up because I knew that it was associated with my womb. I knew it. I didn't know how to explain it, but my shit was 165 over 112. That shit was high. I had to get to the hospital. I had to get to the hospital. In the interim of going to the hospital, they said, "Oh, I see that you have an IUD." Well, yeah, I do. And they was like, I said, "This shit need to come out." And they was like, "Well, hell, you in the right hospital." And I was like, "Oh man, damn good." You know what I mean? I didn't even realize I was at a fertility hospital. I just knew that this is the hospital that I was supposed to go to, that Makita told me to go to. And I forgot that she said it was a fertility hospital. So being said, I was happy. So when I got the ultrasound, or when I went for the consult to get because I had one appointment, then I had to come back to speak to the doctor who does the ultrasound. It was a damn male. Now don't get me wrong, he was African, but he was a male. And like I said, I don't want no man inside of me getting his fucking frills and thrills off of my womb. You feel me? I don't know what your energy is like. You don't know shit about what this feels like when you touch me. You know we might feel a certain way, but no, you're not gonna get your rocks off on me, okay? So I wouldn't let him do a vaginal exam or a vaginal nothing, and I got an ultrasound, and he says, "Oh, I see that you have an IUD in you." I said, "Yes, the shit needs to come out, blah, 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 blah." He was like, oh, I can take it out. Oh, I can take it out. And in my spirit, I'm like, "No, you too fucking excited to do this." So in my mind, no, you're not going to do it. And so I left that hospital and went to another hospital that I was referred to. And I got there, and the doctor that I saw was another male doctor. Now, don't get me wrong. I love my African doctors. This is why I chose to come to Africa, because I wanted to have an African person on my body. Don't get it twisted. He was male, but he was also African. So I give him a little bit more room, because the white males, I just didn't trust them. And the white females, I just didn't trust them taking out this. I felt so vulnerable allowing them to go inside, because I know now I'm conscious, I'm woke now. I didn't want them implanting shit in me. I didn't want it. I didn't want them fucking touching my body. I'm a female. It's a war on the woman's womb. It really is. And so I had to be very cautious of who I allowed to touch me. But when I'm at the hospital, he was too fucking excited. Well, the other one. But when I get to this next hospital, he was like, well, in order for you not to feel pain anymore, we're going to have to take out your womb. What the fuck? You saying the wrong thing. I'm sorry. Shay, thank you. And I went to reach and snatch my paper, but he wouldn't let me. And he was like, "But you didn't let me finish." He said, "That's if you don't want any children." Did I ever fucking tell you that I didn't want children? So why the fuck would you tell me that I need to take out my whole goddamn uterus, my whole everything? You mean to tell me you're gonna give me a whole full hysterectomy so that I wouldn't feel pain? No, fuck you and what you got going on with what you got going on. You ain't touching me either. So then I go to another hospital, and I didn't get far in that hospital, because as soon as you walk in, they want money. Nah, if you want to get the exam, nah, fuck you. I can't be doing this hospital. So in the back of my mind the whole time, mind you, I told you, I want a female doctor. I didn't say that probably earlier, but I wanted a female doctor, someone who's can feel. She has the same anatomy as me. Men don't know what it feels like. All they know is what they have been taught in the textbook, and then over time and years of how they've been performing on females, but they really don't know. I need a female to touch me and go inside of me. That's gentle. We're more gentle. We're more gentle, okay? Especially when it comes to this. And so now, mind you, I'm going to 3 different hospitals. Well, after Finney, first, let me back up. After, well, I said the hospital, whatever the fuck, it don't matter. After the first hospital, I was referred to an herbalist. And when I went to this herbalist, he said, before I even told him that I had fibroids, he said, I'm a herbalist, but I'm also a spiritualist. And he said, whatever's going on in your womb, you need to take care of that first. And he said, do you have fibroids? And I was like, oh, fuck. He was like, I said, yeah. He said, before I can even touch you, you need to take care of them fibroids. That's what's making your stomach bloated. That's what's making everything happen. That's why your blood pressure, all of that. You need to get that IUD out of you. So then that's when I went to the 2nd hospital and the 3rd hospital. And at this point, I was kind of like giving up and said, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and take these natural herbs to release my fibroids. And then I would let the IUD come out naturally, because I heard so many people say that they was able to pull theirs out with the string. Now, you've seen that the thing had a string and it hangs. It's supposed to be long enough to be able to just pull out. Well, because of the fibroids in me, they shifted the string. And so the T was there, but the string that hang at the bottom was no longer in the vaginal cavity or whatever the fuck the shit is. I forget what it's called. But the string had moved over to the left, so they couldn't just pull it out. They couldn't like open me up and pull, you know. So they had told me, even when I was in America, they told me that I would have to have a hysteroscopy, whatever that word is. I always stumbled over that word, but anyway. So even when I went to the 1st hospital, they said that I would have to have a hysteroscopy. And so when I found this next hospital, I'll tell you how I found it. And let me give a shout out to Wode, Maya. He is a GhaNaiN vlogger. And he's the one I mentioned, I believe, before in the beginning. Because Spirit knew that I wanted a female doctor and knew that I wanted something, you know, similar or familiar to me, which was a hospital that I was accustomed to, because the hospitals here are more like old military bases. And so I just didn't feel comfortable being open and vulnerable and, you know, in that situation. The hospital just wasn't up to my par. Real shit, I'm just gonna be honest, right? So when he did the video, the president of this hospital was black or African. He had come to Africa many times. And when I say African, I mean the spirit of a man or a woman who was not born here but considers themselves African. There's a lot of people that's in America that just does not claim to be African. That ain't got shit to do with me. I am African. I just happen to be born in America, right? And so he had opened up this hospital that he built or had built, and it was perfect because he was American, you know. And I was like, wow, I know Americans are coming from America to, you know, transition back, you know, over here. The director, she was a female, and I can't remember your name, baby, if you ever see this video. And I met her in person. Oh my gosh, she was just as beautiful as on the video and in person. And I spoke to her the day, like a couple of days before my procedure. She just happened to be at the hospital at that time when I was there, and it was so divine because I said when I came the first time that I wanted to speak to her and I wanted to speak to the president. And so she was there, and I told her about how Wode had did a video, and that's how I got here. And so I was happy because the day when I got to the hospital, she was there, but my doctor, it was all females. Well, it was some men there, but it was all females who I came in encounter with. And so I'm sitting in the room, and I was like, just by any chance, is my doctor female? And she said, yes. I said, oh my God, thank you so much. I know this is where I'm supposed to be. I knew in my heart, even before that, the walls was green. The furniture was green. The carpet was green. Everything is green. And if y'all know me, green is my color, right? So that's how I just knew that LUCCA Health was the place that I was supposed to be. So the doctor comes in and she starts speaking. Now, mind you, I'm a little distracted because her name is African. So I was expecting when she started to speak for her to have that dialect or that tongue. But when she started speaking, I was like, wait a minute, hold up. Yeah, I recognize that tone. You from America or what? She started laughing and she was like, well, I was born here, but I went to America at 17 or 18 or whatever, and then she spent like 20 something years in America, and so she, you know, was African American, right? And so when she came, she said she came back, and so, oh my God, that just made me, I literally almost cried, because I knew that this was divine, and I knew that I was not gonna settle. I knew what I wanted, and I knew that I called it, I claimed it, I manifested that shit. A perfect hospital, a female doctor, and she's my primary doctor. I was so happy about that because she said she can do that, and it was all perfect. It was just divine. I know that it was divine that I go to her. And so she told me that she could take out my IUD and blah, blah, blah. And she told me when the soonest that I could get it done and blah, 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 and all this and all that. And I'm serious, y'all. I was so fucking happy. So, all of that said, September 24th, I had my procedure. And this bad boy came out of me. Do you understand? This thing probably has so many memories and so much shit that was blocking me. You know what I mean? A lot of people probably say, why haven't I did a video? Why haven't, you know, I could feel the energy because I know I speak truth. I speak truth. I am truth. You know what I mean? And I comment on a lot of people's posts, and I like a lot of people's posts, and I love them. I share them. And I don't get the same love back, but I don't expect to. I expect to happen what happens, or whatever is going to happen is going to happen. You know what I mean? I don't look for all the glitz and glam and shit like that. I just speak my truth. I do what I do, and I keep it moving. You know what I mean? And so with all that said, I knew how my journey went. I didn't understand why I never got pregnant, why I never found the man or the mate for me, because I was never supposed to have that in that world. Now I'm in a whole nother world. I'm in Africa, literally, real shit. When you leave America and come to another continent, it's like two different worlds. It really is. And so I knew then, by me coming here, that I was never meant to have children in America. I was never meant to settle down with anybody in America. Now, whether there is an American here and I settle down with them, hey, that's different. You know what I mean? I know that at least we're on the same continent. You know what I mean? But this whole time, this shit has been blocking my root chakra from speaking my voice. You know what I mean? My throat chakra was blocked because it started from my root. Now that that's cleared, I'm allowing my chakras to be healed. You know, I'm feeling all this shit. You know what I mean? It was like when that damn procedure was over, it was over and my life became new. Now, let me give you a little insight on me on how that worked. When I got there to the procedure, the day of the procedure, I had some conflicting information on the forms that I had to sign because of this thing called COVID-19. You have to do an exam. And I said I was not going to do no exam. I mean, no test or no shit like that. But in order for me to get this thing out, they had to protect themselves. I had to get it. I knew I was going to be negative because I'm God. You know what I mean? And I knew that my shit, I ain't doing nothing. You know what I mean? I'm not in nowhere. I know my mind. I didn't tell myself that I could get it, and I knew that I wasn't going to get it. So I knew my shit was going to be negative. But it was just one of those things that I'm signing this paper unwillingly, and I put that on my form. I'm signing this unwillingly, but I have to sign it because I know that I need to do it to get this procedure. And so my time in signing my documents took longer. And so that's because I read my documents. Y'all telling me about death and all kind of shit on there. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, so I gotta sign this, but I'm letting you know I'm signing this only because I have to get this procedure, and I have a copy of all my papers. But in the process, they take me to the what is the prep room? The prep room. And let me back up. When I first met my doctor, her nurse had given me a shot. Well, actually, it was this arm. She had given me a shot, and she couldn't get no blood out. And wiggling the damn needle and all this shit, she could have fucked me all up. You know what I mean? But she tapping it, doing this, doing that, push. I'm like, what in the fuck? I'm trying to hold on. You know what I mean? Because she got to get the blood. And only this much blood had came out. So she was like, do you mind if I do the other side? And I'm like, no. And she was like, please, we already here. I can do it. I can do it. So she took the needle out, whatever, bandaged this side and did this side. Same fucking process. Fucked me all up. Couldn't get no blood out. Now, mind you, I don't like needles anyway. So I had to let her do it. She couldn't get no blood out. And she was like, I'm so sorry. Your ass ain't touching me no more. And so that's what I said to myself. And so we had to go to the lab, and the that nurse or whoever, the lab-tician or whatever you call them, she did it, bam. I didn't even really feel the needle go in. She got the blood, 2 seconds, I was done. Literally, not 2 seconds, but you know, she did it so damn fast to where, whatever. So when I go back, now fast forward, go back into the prep room, that same nurse who did my trying to get my blood out, she was there. My eyes got big. I was like, oh shit, what the fuck? Because they were saying, oh, we have to prep you for the anesthesia and this and that, so we got to run the IV. And I'm like, no, no the fuck you. She ain't doing it. And before anybody could say anything, I went on to say, listen, she fucked me up on this side, and I had 2 big ass bruises. I got pictures. I took pictures just in case. She took, just in case anything happened. I took pictures of both arms, bruised, deep bruises. I could have got fucking blood clots. Do you hear me? On both arms. I said, she's not touching me. I said, the next day when I woke up, I had 2 big ass bruises here. She's not touching me. She ain't sticking shit in me. And so as I continued and I took a breath, because I was just going on and on and on. The other guy that was there, and I can't remember his name, he was so gentle. He says, I'll be the one to insert the needle and start your IV for you. So he did it in the hand and whatnot, and literally the needle was so damn thin, I didn't even really, I felt the prick, but I didn't feel it. I felt it, but I didn't feel it. Now, mind you, I thought it was going to be like in America, when they do the IV, they shoot a little thin needle, and then they got this thick ass plastic needle that goes inside on top of it. That shit feel like it's gonna damn near rip all your damn everything out. That shit hurt so bad. So when he was doing the IV, I just preparing myself for this pain. I already knew. But then he was like, oh, we're done. I'm like, damn, you done already? Oh my God, bless you. You know what I mean? He was so gentle and so easy and everything. So I didn't allow her to do it. But at the same time, when I first got there, I wanted everybody's name. I know your name, the next person's name, the next person's name. I had my doctor's name, I had the anesthesia, and I kept going over names as time went on, because I got there at 6. We didn't start till 6:30, and I was going under anesthesia at 7. So in that 30 minutes, I kept asking everybody's name. Everybody's name. I want to know your name. Remind me your name again, because they have African names. So I had to, keep saying their names so that I could remember when I wake up, right? And I didn't know why I kept doing that, but I knew that I needed to do that. And now I know why I did that, because I told them, when I come out, I want to make sure that I'm still in this world. So I had made such a fuss and was on my shit about me, because don't nobody love you more than you love yourself. And I know my body, and I know me, and I know my mind. So I wanted everybody's names, so when I came out of the anesthesia, I could call everybody by name. And so I slept, I don't know how long I slept or whatever. And so when I came out, I started calling everybody by name, and my doctor was all, shit, she up. Y'all gotta know me. I'm a be me. You know what I mean? I'm not hiding my shit. I didn't get no PhD. I didn't get no doctorates. I didn't get no degrees. None of that shit. So my words are not always politically correct. They're not always gentle. They're not always respectful. It's in love. Don't get me wrong. I'm not just gonna get out just all right. But when it comes to me, I'm gonna say it how it comes out. Okay? So she knew, my doctor, I love you, baby. I love you. I absolutely love you. And she went and told Makita, thank you, baby. She went with me too. She stayed with me from the beginning and actually came home with me to make sure that I was okay because I was under anesthesia. Now, don't get me wrong. We did have some wine, and y'all see the little video that I did about us pouring the wine. We was fucking celebrating. Do you understand? Do you understand? I need you to overstand. We was fucking celebrating. That damn thing was out of me, okay? Out of me. So with that being said, I know that there is a war on women's wombs. And ladies, I need you to be more proactive about your body. Because when you're under, they can do anything. And knowing that there's a war on our wombs, they trying to take all our shit out. For whatever reason, I don't know. The doctors here are still like back in the 80s where 70s where in order to stop anything, they just take everything out. But because I know me and I know that that's not the only answer, you're not touching me. And I know that I have to protect myself. And that's why I really needed a female doctor. My shit was done in 30 minutes. I was in, I was out, you know, whatever. So I'm saying all this to say that we as women, we are divine. We have a portal to protect. And now that my womb is healing, I am able now to conceive. I know that I still have eggs. I know that I do. Because I trust that everything that I do is divine. Everything I do is divine. I may not always understand it, but I trust that it's working for my good and it's working for my purpose. So now the man that I meet, if he doesn't have any children, that's something that we can bond together. If he does have children, I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? These children are divine as well. I'm just not going to be putting up with no damn badass children. That I'm not going to do. I believe that the children are an extension of the man, if he's caring for them. You know what I mean? I'll come and be a helpmeet to that family. I'm open for everything. You know what I mean? But I know now that I can conceive and I can give birth. I can do this my own. You know what I mean? So I have my ovaries. I have my uterus. I have everything. You know what I mean? And so now I'm at a space in my life where I'm ready for the new. I'm ready for my man to come. I'm ready for our connection. I am ready for this new life that I'm on. And this war on the woman's womb, we have to band together and we have to keep spreading the word. I know there's one sister, Motivate, baby, what's your name? Motivate. I'm trying to go off the top of my head. She was one of the ones that I met when I was doing my own vendorship. I was doing jewelry and shit in Dallas, and met her because she had these bags and shit full of herbs for yoni steam. And mind you, I didn't know nothing about no damn yoni steam. It still ain't did one. But yes, I have. I did it once, and I did it with the neem because I was doing neem steams. I don't know if y'all follow me enough to know that I did neem steams, and that where the neem, you inhale the steam and it cleans out everything. Like if you have malaria, it cleans out all of the toxins and shit like that, right? And so I said I could just imagine what it would do to the yoni. And I did it. I don't know what the hell, whatever, you know, it did what it did. I only did it that one time just to try it out, right? So I met Motivate, and she was talking about all that and all that. So I'm just saying all this to say that we have to band together as far as women, and our wombs is the portal to life. And we have to protect that. Any and everybody can't get in here, baby. Any and everybody cannot get in here. It is a pleasure. It is not a pleasure, a privilege for me to allow anybody to get in this part of my body. You know what I mean? This is my root chakra. This is my root. It had been blocking me for so long to where I wasn't speaking my truth. I speak my truth, Because when I come in contact with people, I speak my truth. But as far as on social media, I ain't got time to sit up here and feed y'all. I'm over here healing me. That's my main purpose. My main purpose is healing me. I went on a tour the other day and everybody was sitting up there talking about what job they have, what profession they do, what degrees they have, and blah, 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 blah. Fuck it, I'm me. I'm a tourist. I travel worlds. That's it. I don't have no PhD, no letters behind my name. My name is I am. You feel me? That's who I am. So I don't need no PhD, no education to tell me how to be. That's why I didn't do education. That's why I didn't like school when I was in school. But I'm getting sidetracked. But I'm just letting you know that this journey that I'm on is on a healing journey. And I know that when I heal my ancestors that didn't get a chance to heal. I heal the people that's going to be coming after me. You know what I mean? So next, when they come through me, they'll come in with a clear conscious mind. You know what I mean? We have to take back our lives. We have to take back our villages. We have to take back our lineages. Everything that's due me is coming to me. And ain't shit can stop it. Nothing can stop it. Nothing. When my time is up, my time is up. I can't stop death. But my purpose has been served. My purpose has been served. So I'm not scared of death. I'm not scared of fear. Now that this thing is taken out of me, I'm good. I'm Gucci, y'all. I'm so much at a better place. Don't get me wrong. I'm still healing. I don't feel no pain, and that's the beautiful thing about it. I didn't feel no pain the next day. And actually, I feel myself ovulating. And I had to look up today, when was the next moon? Full moon, because I'm like, why the fuck? Because usually my cycle was on with the moon. So I said, the moon must be coming because I feel myself ovulating. I still got eggs. So I know there is a chance. I know there is a chance for me to conceive. I always wanted to feel what it felt like to be a mother. Not to say a woman, because I've raised many children. I helped raise many children, I should say. And now I'm at a place in my life, a time in my life, where now the man that I come, we gonna be, you know what I mean? And I can give him, you know, a child if he doesn't have a child. This damn thing is no longer in me, blocking. You know what I mean? It was blocking me from having children. It was blocking my chakras. It was blocking all of the solar and the, what is this shit called? The root, the solar, no, fuck, I forgot the damn things. I forgot them, but y'all know them. The heart, the throat, I forget the sacral, that's what it was. So the root, the sacral, the solar, the heart, the throat, third eye, and the crown. Now my shit can flow. You feel me? So right now I'm not focusing on trying to feed y'all motherfuckers with damn YouTube videos every day and posting every day. No, when I'm off of social media, trust me when I tell you, I'm healing. I'm doing some shit for me. Okay? I'm doing shit for me. And now I feel so much better. So maybe I'll be able to express myself more because there's so much that I got to talk about. But I didn't get it out because that damn thing literally was blocking me. I feel that. It's like now I can speak. I can speak now, you know, and speak in my own element and speak my own truth. I share videos because these people are the ones who fed me and they already spoke on it. So why am I going to speak on something that I don't really know shit about, that I'm still learning? You know what I mean? But I can speak on this because this is me. This is my body. You feel me? This is my life. This is my journey. This is my walk. You feel me? So I'm happy to say, if you stayed long enough to watch this whole video, Ashe, I love you. Thank you for supporting me, for the people who supported me, and the people that will come later and support me. I appreciate y'all. I really do. Ashe. And I hope to meet y'all in Ghana, because I'm not coming back to America. I love y'all.